Benefits and drawbacks for contractors commencing arbitration or litigation prior to the completion of the works. More often than not, the dispute resolution process related to construction contracts commences after the works are completed. The preparation for litigation and arbitration constitutes voluminous correspondences to be produced and extended statements of the claim to be drafted, where cost and duration of which can be substantial and time-consuming. As such, deciding when to commence arbitration or litigation proceedings involves the consideration of various benefits and drawbacks. First, the advantages. Commencement of arbitration or litigation proceedings prior to the completion of the works also means the early commencement of dispute resolution. So, the first major benefit of commencing arbitration or litigation prior to project's completion is that the chances of successfully resolving the dispute are increased if it is dealt with shortly after it is formed and not left to be augmented through the passage of time, including the increase of costs. In all probabilities, the dispute resolution process, if commenced swiftly, will not run its full course as the attention of both parties will be focused on the dispute at an early stage. And in view of the overriding purpose of finalizing the works, it is almost certain that the parties will seek to eliminate the prospects of progressing with an arbitration or litigation to the best of their ability. It is advisable, if that happened, that legal assistance is sought as soon as a dispute arises. This is because, at an early stage, legal assistance may provide the parties seeking to resolve the dispute with a clear understanding of the legal position and the issues at stake, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of any potential claim, including the ultimate likely outcome of an arbitration award or final court judgment. The second major advantage is that there is an increased pressure on the employer. The threat of a dispute resolution process would start with the referral of a dispute to the engineer, and up with the appointment of the arbitration panel or the filing of a court action before local courts. This procedure can apply substantial pressure on the employer, who would be above all interested in finalizing the works as quickly as possible to avoid penalties arising from the relevant project financing stakeholders. Contractors stand many chances of resolving disputes in their favor if they commence arbitration proceedings as quickly as possible. After the dispute, contractors stand many chances of resolving disputes in their favor if they commence arbitration proceedings as quickly as possible after a dispute that merits its resolution by way of arbitration or litigation arises. Now, let's look for the disadvantages for commencing the arbitration or litigation proceedings prior to the completion of the works. We must mention that the dispute resolution process may affect the progress of work. One important element within the duration of the works is that the relationship between the parties. Very often, the offended party may legitimately become reluctant to commence full arbitration or litigation proceedings for fear of damaging the all-important relationship with the employer. In addition, commencing the dispute resolution early will not necessarily guarantee that such dispute will be successfully resolved to a satisfactory degree for both parties. If such satisfactory resolution does not take place, the parties' relationship may be damaged to such a degree that termination of a contract may also be a possibility. This will ultimately have delay repercussions, which will affect both the employer in terms of finalizing the works in the planned time frame and the contractor in terms of obtaining swift certifications of applications for payment, ultimately leading to the issuance of the final certificate of payment. If the relationship with the employer is damaged substantially prior to the completion of the works and without a principled negotiation having taken place, it is possible that also the cash flow of the contractor might be substantially affected, ultimately resulting in more money being spent in the pursuit of its claim than it's being recovered through the progress of the works. The second major disadvantage is that the quantification of claims may be difficult to finalize prior to works completion. A practical difficulty in successfully commencing arbitration or litigation prior to work completion is simply the fact that the quantum of various heads of claims involved would not be finalized until the works are completed. Costs are assessed, man-hours and material bills and quantities measured and adjusted. In addition, The possibility of further heads of claims arising that may be disconnected with each other at a later stage of the works is always a real one. Therefore, it may prove to be substantially costly if arbitration has commenced on a number of claims and before the arbitration proceedings are concluded, and also prior to the works being completed, further disputes occur. Whether you need help with claims, disputes, or drafting, reviewing, or contract administration, we can help. Click the link in the description for a free consultation and find out how Pioneer can help you today.